organized on the theme, Maintaining Our Humanity in the Digitalized Future. Our mission is to provide recommendations and strategies backed by scientific research with the objective of ensuring a self sustaining, peaceful existence for human beings and the universe. And I am Rohini M. Jayachandran, your MC for today. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin with the proceedings, I would like to inform everyone that due to some unavoidable official circumstances, the Honorable Governor of West Bengal, Dr. C.V. Anand Bose, has been delayed. And thus, he has asked us to start the program, and he will be joining us later for the inaugural address and the rest of the Parliament. It is mark of our undying tradition to invoke the Almighty at the beginning of such a historic event. May I request Ms. Celine Feby for the invocation, a prayer composed by Swami Isha on the bliss of total consciousness.
While expanding, I become the universe. Universe receding becomes I. Neither expanding nor receding. I am total consciousness. I am total consciousness.
Dr. M.R. Thampan to deliver the welcome address. Sir, please.
Educator and social reformer. She's actively engaged in the matter of education because education is inevitable and a major part for all the kinds of development. According to Swamiji, there are more defects in the present day education system. One among them is the system is giving importance only to the object, ignoring the subject. So Swamiji preaches the combination and the mix of both subject study and object study. And this trust, the Vishwapatana Trust, is started. Started a school and implementing the theory of Swamiji here. Swamiji evolved a theory for the betterment of the education that is called the education for total consciousness. And this energy parliament, the global energy parliament, that was the expanded version of this education for total consciousness. And it is the only forum for the educationists, scientists, for assembling and discussing the crucial problems of facing the humanity and find out solutions to them. Each session of the parliament is sending its resolutions and decisions to the heads of all nations and the officials of the United Nations. And Global Energy Parliament started in Trivandrum in 2010. Consequently, it was held in Germany, Paris, London, Geneva, Madrid, Colombo, and Thailand. According to Swamiji, the entire world, from the micro to the macro, is the manifestation of energy. Energy may be either negative or positive. In order to equilibrate this energy, Swamiji evolved a theory that is called I theory. And in addition to these education activities and spiritual activities, Swamiji actively engaged in the charity works also. Here, under the auspices of the Vishwaprajna Trust, a course, a short-term course is conducting. That is the mix of yoga and meditation, which eliminate the stress and strain and purify the mind and lead the trainee to the total consciousness. In this context, I am not taking much time because the time is limited. And let me welcome the dignitaries. First of all, I welcome our speaker, Sri Ananda Bose, Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose. He is familiar to you as the Speaker of Global Energy Parliament. Recently, he became the Governor of West Bengal. Congratulating him, let me say a few words about his contributions. Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose, he is a man of ideas, he is a man of ideology, he is a man of action. His career as the IAS officer was a success, a grand success. And it is tremendous achievement he had made at that time. He evolved new schemes for the development of the country and for the betterment of the poor. One among them is this Nirmati Bhavan. It is an institution for low cost and eco-friendly construction of houses. And he got many awards for these services. And any more projects he evolved, just like village festival and from the file to field and the promotion council, tourism promotion councils. All these programs, these schemes were helpful to develop our country, and it was for the betterment, for the upliftment of the poor. Our Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi, and the former Prime Ministers, former Presidents, and former Governors, and we VIPs of all the fields were appreciated his service. And he's an author also, he's a writer also. He's a poet, he's a columnist, and a novelist. He authored more than 50 books, both in literature of knowledge and creative literature, in English, Hindi, and Malayalam. The salient feature of his writing is that he presented a subject with the anecdotes and stories from Puranas and the quotations from classic works, laced with humor. That is the salient feature of his writing. And so all his works are very readable also. He got many awards for his literary works and the services in the social field also. The Overseas Literary Critics Award and the Jawaharlal Nehru Fellowship are among these awards received by him. Now, on behalf of the members of the Parliament, I welcome Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose, our Speaker and Governor of Kerala. Here on the dais, Mr. Kummanam Rajasekharan is chairing the function. He is also the former governor. On behalf of the Sisha Vishwaprajna Trust, I welcome wholeheartedly Sri Kummanam Rajasekharan. And Dr. Tego, he is an educationist and he is actively associating with our programs. I welcome Dr. Tego. And architect Shankar, I still remember he participated in the Global Energy Parliament at the Madrid session and at the Thailand session also. He is also the part and parcel of this ashram. I welcome you, Dr. Shankar. Now I welcome our Honourable Speaker and the Deputy Speaker Sri Kiran Vyas, and ministers, honourable ministers, and members of the Parliament. Welcoming you all, let me conclude my words. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the warm welcome. May I now cordially invite the former Honorable Governor of Mizoram, Sri Kummanam Rajasekharan, to deliver the presidential address.
Most Revered Pujaniya Jagadguru Swamiji, other distinguished guests, brothers and sisters, my hearty pranams to all. I am very happy to address all of you because the theme of this conference, this Global Energy Parliament, is something which we have to attend and also we have to discuss and find out a solution. Problems are many. So many people are telling problems always. But our Swamiji, he put forward clear solution. So in this digitalized world, we have to attend so many issues here. This Global Energy Parliament, run by the Isha Vishwaprajnana Trust, a charitable organization in Trivandrum, which holds consultative status to United Nations, ECOSOC, and is founded by Jagadguru Swami Isha. The Global Energy Parliament holds international sessions of Parliament every year in a different country, which bring together great thinkers, professionals, scientists, educationists, social activists, youth, and global citizens to collaborate on innovative solutions to critical problems facing the community. The Global Energy Parliament is the first of its kind in the world. Not a national parliament, but one for all nations. It is devoid of politics, as it places emphasis on what brings us together rather than what divides us. This parliament founder Jagadguru Swamiji always emphasizes a clear and scientific knowledge of who we are as human beings, what we are made of, and what the universe is made up of. We are all made of energy and consciousness, vibration and perfect stillness. We all share one earth, and it is high time we learn how to keep it in balance before it is too late. We can see the diversities in the society, the university. All these diversities we can face, and also we have to find out the unity in diversity. The Global Energy Parliament is here for this purpose. This 12th annual conference session of the Global Energy Parliament welcomes members of Parliament and guests from 23 nations in 5 continents for 2 days to forward their suggestions for a human-centered and intelligent use of digitalization. Human beings, we all face the society. We are telling they are all human beings. But whether we have to perform as a human being or being a human, that is the question put before us in a society. Survival of the fittest that we all see there. At this moment, Swamiji put forward for a human-centered and intelligent use of this digitalization. Experts in various sectors will talk about digitalization through the lens of our responsibility on earth as human beings. They will ask questions about how to maximize the benefits of the digitalization without losing essential parts of our humanity in the process. Members of Parliament will formulate policy recommendations to be submitted before the world's governments. By the end of this Parliament, a bill for human digitalization will be proposed that you will all take part in drafting. So I have no doubt that the enlightened guidance of Jagadguru Swami Isha, this Parliament will evolve great and innovative solutions for human digitalization that will be a beacon of light in the darkness and a hope for all of mankind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your words. May we now invite the Director of Global Energy Parliament Research Center, France, Dr. Christophe Dumas, for the felicitations.
Namaste. So first, I want to offer my prana to His Holiness Jagadguru Swami Shah, respected dignitaries, Member of Parliament. I'm very happy to be part of the 12th Global Energy Parliament. And this year, the topic, maintaining our humanity in a digitalized world, is particularly important. There is no doubt that digitalization is very useful in many ways. For example, this year, the GEP is held in a hybrid mode. Some members were able to attend the event in person, and they are very lucky. And some members can only participate by online meetings. 20 years back, it was not possible to arrange an event this way. Artificial intelligence, 3D printers, and other innovations are generally designed to excel in a very specific set of tasks. AI is able to win the best chess master. Currently, they are rarely able to substitute the entire occupation, which in most cases require much more versatility and adaptability. But things are changing very quickly with machine learning, and nobody knows the future capabilities of the machines. On the other hand, digitalization presents many negative side effects, like destroying employment of less qualified people, over energy consumption, mining pollution, and so on. Nothing is 100% positive or 100% negative. Also, we should carefully analyze its counterparts and draw a line on what is acceptable or not for humankind. Even if he had a neuronal disease called amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, the astrophysicist Stephen Hawking was a real genius. Due to his disease, he was not able to speak and was fully dependent on AA to express himself. However, he was also very aware about the danger of AA, and especially about machine learning. He said, the development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race. Professor Hawkins says the primitive form of artificial intelligence developed so far have already proved very useful, but he fears the consequence of creating something that can match or surpass humans. The aim of the GEP is to analyze carefully the benefits and disadvantages of digitalization in all branches of the society and looked at the impact of humankind. It is a very important task because, as Stephen Hawking said, the effort to create thinking machine may pose a threat of our very existence. I would like to emphasize the collective responsibility we have as Global Energy Parliament members. In 2010, His Holiness Swami Isha started the Global Energy Parliament in order to solve the coming global crisis. He also set up the GEP Research Center in order to find solutions based on the scientific approach of balance between positive and negative energy. Swamiji developed the I theory, which is a unifying theory based on the science of energy. In 2010, Swamiji wrote, "The Global Energy Parliament is the first ever venture to consider all branches of knowledge and all objects in universe on their own energy plane. Each vibration has its negative and positive aspect. The good and bad character of an object is determined by the number and arrangement of I particles in this entity. The GEP aims at creating not only an awareness of the energy plan, but also to provide practical and scientific measures to assess the cause for variation and help to restore balance and harmony. The excessive flow of negative energy that leads to devastation and destruction has to be curbed in order to assure a peaceful existence on our planet, the Earth. A research center of great magnitude is planned as a part of the GEP. We learn men from all walks of life will work toward attaining this goal. Through the different sessions of the GEP, Swami warned us about the different topics we are facing or we will face soon. In 2011, the topic of the GEP was about health. And now we faced a major crisis with COVID pandemic. In 2012, the topic was creating a new source of energy. We are currently facing a global energy crisis. In 2030, the topic was economy. We are at the beginning of the global economic crisis. In 2040, the topic was peace. We are in the middle of a new kind of world war. In 2015, the topic was good governance. We are facing many crises that the government are unable to solve. I will not continue the list, but there is no doubt that the recommendation we gave in advance to the government were the best way to address this crisis. I hope I gave you a good overview of the responsibility we have as GEP member. Also, I wish all a very fruitful parliamentary session and thanks all the members for their future contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Christophe Dumas. Now I invite the founder of Habitat Technology Group India, architect, Professor G. Shankar, for the felicitations. Sir, please.
The 12th edition of Global Energy Parliament, His Holiness Jagadguru Swami Isha, Revered Sri Kummanam Rajasekharan, most revered Sri Kummanam Rajasekharan, ex-governor of Mizoram, Dr. Who is an eminent educationist, Sri M.R. Thampan, former director of Encyclopedia Institute of Carla, and one of the spirits behind this movement. I also recognized a few people in the August Assembly in front of me. Sri Krishna Kumar was the former chief engineer of Kerala State Housing Board, an eminent engineer. Dr. Rekhu, who is the director of Mitra Niketan, one of the foremost non-profit initiatives in the country. And a few people who are joining us online. My dear friends, it's my privilege to attend this 12th edition of the Global Conference, Energy Conference. And I've been a part and parcel of this movement for the last few years. I distinctly remember I was one of the members who helped to organize Global Energy Parliaments in Colombo and Chiang Mai in Thailand. I'm really surprised, let me tell you, that this conference has gone to the 12th edition. And all this time we had been debating about critical issues happening in the energy domain, not only in the physical domain, but also in the metaphysical domain. That makes this conference, this deliberation, very, very special and different. His Holiness Jagadguru Swami Isha had been putting forth very critical questions about energy especially the spiritual energy that he is talking about in many, many ways. One of the theorems that he propounded, the I theorem, has been a path breaker. It has been trendsetter. It was talking about scientific education, it was addressing the scientific community. And the way he propounded that theorem to address the emerging critical issues in the energy sector is something that is going to be deliberated by the world over. This particular movement has gone truly global now. We have very active chapters across the world, and that means the world is beginning to listen to some of the issues that we are deliberating in this conference. I still very distinctly remember the deliberations actually get consolidated. The entire thing, the questions that you're going to ask, the answers it's all being consolidated into a formative document that gets circulated not only to the government of India, not only the government of Kerala, but across the world to the international bodies like United Nations, which makes it extremely important that an initiative that was started in Kerala is making an effort to make a paradigm change in the energy sector of the world. Today, as the theme of this conference, we are going to deliberate a critical linkage between humanity and the digitalized world. The world over, we are talking about connectivities and linkages now. Over the last few years, as an architect, there's an agenda before us. People talk about the habitat agenda, but before us, the activists, the people who love the Mother Earth, we have an agenda which talks about poverty on one side, poverty on one side, development on the other side, and environment on the third side. How to make very meaningful connections between environment, poverty, and development is a critical issue that we have been trying to answer. Poverty, we actually dismiss it as a negative phenomenon, but just think for a minute. Is it the poverty that actually propels development forward? In one way, I would say yes. Poverty can be a great accelerator. Poverty can be a great catalyst in many ways. It can make people dream. Once you start dreaming, the world will come together, as Paulo Coelho once said. The world will come together to realize that dream for you. That is the kind of connections that we are trying to talk about. We are going to be completely digitalized soon. You can't escape that reality. Like urbanization, as an architect working in the shelter sector, in the built environment sector, we wanted the scale and pace and intensity of urbanization to come down, but it is not coming down. Instead, the entire process is getting speeded up. In 2050, my dear young participants, in 2050, 60, the entire world is going to be completely urbanized. We are not going to have rural areas. We are going to a completely urbanized world. Now, urbanization brings in a lot of promises. That's what urbanization is all about. Why do people migrate from rural areas to urban areas? It's a question that we have to really debate. Because cities will remain as magnets. They will still continue to attract people because it gives you opportunity to educate yourself, your children, better health facilities, better livelihood options. We all want to live. The lust for life is still there. So for cities always give better livelihood opportunities, and that is why people actually migrate from rural areas to urban areas. I mean, the trend has been there, and it's going to reach the peak within 10, 15 years. I'm telling you, by 2050, I may not be around at that time, but 2050, the world is going to be highly urbanized. But what is happening with urbanization is that it is the third world countries that are going to suffer. When I say that urbanization is a great promise, I realize as a man working in the sector that this kind of development, this kind of pressure on the infrastructure is going to bring us challenges. I am very carefully using the word challenges because I have just left out the word problem. Everything can be overcome. That's my positive this thing. Everything can be overcome. And that's why I am posing those things as challenges. Now, this is the same challenge that the energy sector is also bringing to the world. The last 30 years, a man working in the built environment, responsible for the built environment. Architects and engineers are basically responsible for the built environment. And as an activist, I've been telling people the energy crisis is at your doorstep. That's 30 years. 30 years I had been telling people that energy crisis is no longer a myth. It's there at your doorstep. A few years back, when our lights went off and the blackout came, we realized that yes, it's a reality and it's right there on your doorstep. I just make a statement, I know it's a brutal statement, but the undesirable activity is happening in the building sector that contributes a lot to this crisis. Let me reiterate my sentence. It's the undesirable activities happening in the construction sector that contributes a lot to the energy crisis by way of using unsustainable building material, by way of using highly energy-intensive construction process, and a few things. I don't want to go into deliberations like that, but it is these crises that makes the world extremely difficult place to live on. Now, added to that is the crisis on the mental plane. You know, we can talk about physical energy, the myriad forms of physical energy, but the world is facing a huge crisis in forms of the spiritual realities. This is the crux of the problem. How to link the spiritual energy to physical energy forms, and how to harness energy out of it. How to basically create domains of peace is the critical question before us. We are all looking for peace, my dear friends. We are not looking for happiness, but we are all looking for peace. We need peace. We need peace in every form of, every domain of our life. And if we can link this spiritual energy with the metaphysical energy, as I call it, with the physical energy forms, I think the world will be a much better place to live on. Let's all stay together. Let's all dare to dream. Let us hold together and let us dream of a world where people will be at peace. His Holiness Jagadguru Swami Isha has given us a very definite direction. This is a direction which is worth exploring, my dear young friends out there. This is a way. This is the right way. There is no nothing. I mean, you have to choose your way. I believe, as a person, you have been watching, listening, exploring, internalizing the words of Swami Isha. I think this is the right way forward. This is the right direction. You undertake that journey, and I'm sure you will reach a domain of peace. With these words, let me offer my felicitations to the 12th Global Conference, Energy Conference. I'm a part of it. I'm a part and parcel of it. So let's be together. Let us deliberate. Let us dream about a new world. Thank you. Thank you very much for your...
Thank you so much, sir, for the inspiring words. May I now invite author and educator from USA, Lady Carla Davis, for the felicitations. Ma'am, please.
Namaste to His Holiness Jagadguru Swami Isa, His Excellency Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose, Honorable Governor of West Bengal, Secretary Dr. M.R. Thampan, Honorable dignitaries and ministers, my GEP family members, and all other guests in attendance. Congratulations to His Excellency Dr. Bose in his new position as Honorable Governor of West Bengal. The Prime Minister and the people of Bengal are fortunate to have an intelligent and highly skilled person of integrity in this position. This 12th annual session of the Global Energy Parliament brings to light one of the most critical issues facing humanity, the digitalization of humanity, which are well outlined in the GEP schedule and now by all the GEP presenters. For over a decade, His Holiness Swami Isa has led by example, teaching humans how to best create a better, healthier, more peaceful world. In the Isa Viswa Vidyalayam school he founded in 1998, he developed education for total consciousness as a solution to many of today's problems inflicting humanity. ETC demonstrates to the learner that the individual is a microcosm of the universe and that their thoughts and actions have an equal effect on the world as the world has on them. In ETC, students link the topic to themselves. This is called integrated objective and subjective learning. The object is anything in the outer world and the subject is anything in the inner world, such as their body, emotions, intellect, ego, and consciousness. The inner and outer environments are inseparable. The digitalization of humanity eliminates this vital connection. First and foremost, humans are our most valuable resource because of their humane attributes. To deny humanity is to rob the world of the most valuable asset and higher consciousness. It defies all logic and is the height of stupidity. Yet some world leaders and groups in their narrow-minded advisors are determined to turn humans into microchipped subhumans controlled by AI apps and void of humanity. The core of this problem is when any one person, group, corporation, or government has total control, especially in regard to humanity, our freedom, and our environment. For quite some time, those behind the agenda to digitalize humanity have positioned themselves in powerful positions, while most people were struggling with the necessities of life. Fear and false claims via the media for wanting to protect us and public health and advancement of technology are constantly reverberated. For many people, these challenges are overwhelming. Thus, to make it easy for everyone who doesn't have the ability, resources, or time to harness all the science, I have established 3 criteria which make use of our economic power. So to determine if something is safe, ask the following questions. Is it conducive to good health? Is it environmentally friendly? Is it in a free market? If it's not in a free market, it is being controlled by AI, one person, a group, corporation, or government. Avoid it like the plague. Humanity would never survive when controlled by the above using AI, apps, or chips. We need to value and protect humanity. Working with nature instead of against it has immense benefits. Nature is the most powerful energy of all. It has evolved over millions of years to its current state of perfection. For anyone to think that they know more or can do better than nature reveals the extent of their ignorance, stupidity, or evil. Nature always wins in the end, even if a lot of destruction occurs during the battle. History has shown that when people in positions of power go against nature, a destructive crisis occurs to force everyone and everything back into balance. The bigger the imbalance, the more damaging the crisis. But as the Chinese symbol teaches, crisis equals opportunity. Hence, this is an opportunity to work with nature to protect humanity from being digitalized. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your words. I would like to share a very happy, wonderful news with all of you. This year, for the 12th Global Energy Parliament, we are extremely proud to have participants from around 25 different countries. The countries are Austria, Australia, Bangladesh, Belgium, Egypt, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Ireland, Italy, Nepal, Nigeria, Mauritius, Mexico, Philippines, Spain, Sri Lanka, Switzerland, Thailand, United Arab Emirates, United Kingdom, and United States. Thank you everyone for being part of such a wonderful, thoughtful initiative, the Global Energy Parliament. Now, may I invite the founder of the Global Energy Parliament, the charitable Isha Vishwa Praඥana Trust, the Isha Vishwavidyalayam School, the Ishalayam Ashram, the one who developed the I theory and the educational methodology, Education for Total Consciousness, His Holiness Jagat Guru Swami Isha for the founder's address.